Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Fresco.
If you've watched the first video, you'll have an understanding of the rules of Fresco. So I've set the game up to play as a 3-player game, just so I don't have to deal with the extra 2-player issue. So we've got green, blue, and yellow. Every player should have one of these around their action selection board. There should also be a second screen around the money and paint cubes that you've got. I'm not going to worry about that. In fact, once I've shown you when that comes down, I'll probably not bother putting it back up, but that's just for the purposes of you learning when that will actually disappear. So while that's up at the moment, that will be private information. All of your coins and paint cubes are also private information. So let's get into it, starting with the yellow player. So this is, from back to front, is the selection of get up time. Get up time will then give you the order of play for the rest of the round, and then we come back to this order again. So whoever's got the least points will have the option of choosing when they get up first. Yellow is going to get up at 8 o'clock, which will push his guy forward 1. Blue is going to get up at 7 o'clock, which leaves his guy where it is, which leaves green to get up at 6 o'clock. And that pushes him back 2 spots on the happiness track. Okay, now that we have selected the order of what's happening, we're going to each player at the same time. So this will go 3 times as fast when there's different people playing for each player. So they're going to select what actions they wish to do in the first turn, noticing what is up in the market. So we've got an orange and a red and yellow cube, a whole bunch of blue and a red, a whole bunch of red, a bit of yellow, and a green. So green, knowing he's getting up first, but also knowing that each of those tiles is going to cost him 3 money. Because it's going to cost him a lot to do it, he's going to only get 2 tiles. So he'll put 2 of his guys to work. Now you don't have to put the money up there. I just do that so that I remember how much he's going to have to spend on that. Now green doesn't necessarily want to be at the front of the pack. There's an element of this game where you don't want to score too many points too early, or if you're going to score early, you've got to score a heap so you can get a good lead. So for the moment, green doesn't want to get any points in the cathedral. He's definitely going to need to get some monies because he's spending so much on paint, and he's probably likely to do so for the next little while. If he grabs a green, actually, if he grabs an orange, a yellow, and a red, they'll give him a chance to mix a couple of times. So he might just mix the once, but he's going to need to make his guys happier just in case he gets caught with that one again. He doesn't want to end up with less than the 5 meeples to do stuff. So he's going to go there, he'll have a mix, he'll get some money, he'll be okay. Now I'm going to try and forget what I've just said as the other players are going to do. So blue likes his chances, because he's going to be going second, he likes his chances of picking up 3. If he ends up with a whole bunch of blue, that's fine, he can go after other stuff later. More likely he'll either get that one or that one, depending on where the other guy goes, where green goes. So going for 3, that's going to cost him 6 money to do that, so he'll put his money just there, so remember that he's got to do that. He's going to try, if he's able to pick up reds and yellows and a green, he can create an orange. He can turn them into a brown with one guy. By doing a brown, that really sets him up for future turns. He's got another 6 money, so he could afford to do that again next turn. He might actually go there and see if he can make himself happier as well. Okay, and moving to yellow. Yellow being the 3rd player, he's pretty much guaranteed to only be able to get a selection of 2 colours of whatever the dregs are, so he'll only put 2 out there. If he makes himself happier for next turn, he'll actually be able to go to the 7 o'clock wake up in future if he needs to, and not necessarily have to be the last player. So that's probably a worthwhile thing for him to do early on. It's worthwhile for him to mix paints, and it's probably worthwhile to make some more money. That's only going to cost him 2 monies to do that. Okay, so everyone's now selected their actions. We remove our screens and we go green first because green got up the earliest. Green is purchasing 2 tiles for 3 money each, and he was going to purchase those 2 tiles. So he gets a yellow, a red, and an orange. And those 2 tiles then go back into the bag. The other thing that I tend to do, it's not in the rules, but I tend to just move them off the board so I remember, especially if we're playing this way, to remember what we've done. So if you don't like my little movements up here, you can ignore them. They're not part of the rules. It's just something that I do, and I'll probably continue to do for consistency. Okay, now blue is purchasing 3 tiles, and that'll cost him 6 money, and he's going to grab those 3. So that gets him 3 yellow, 3 red, and a green, which is just there. And once again, those tiles go back into the bag. And then yellow's turn, he's spending his 2 money to purchase 2, and the 2 he's going to get, he'll take that, which is the 3 blue, and then a 4th blue and a red. Now we move to the cathedral, and none of the players have elected to paint anything in the cathedral. Then we come back to the portraits. Green player grabbing this one because that's going to push him forward by 3 instead of 2 whenever he visits the theatre. So he'll just put that visible on display there. Blue isn't painting a portrait, so he does nothing. Yellow is painting a portrait, and yellow could actually get some pretty good bonus points out of that. So he's actually going to take this one. That means that he'll get an extra bonus point when he's getting bonus points from the placement of the bishop. Okay, then we go to color mixing. I've got an orange already. I don't need another orange. It's probably worthwhile doing a purple out of that, but that would do another orange there. It's probably best I can do at the moment, just because I'm very limited with the colors. The other option I've got is to go for another orange and go for a green, but I prefer a purple. So I'll do that into a purple and into an orange. Okay, so there's the purple and orange that I just purchased. Well, this can all be happening at the same time, by the way. It's not as necessary. The only time that might be necessary is if you're trying to see what another player is doing before you do it, but you're going to have an extraordinary mind to remember it. So blue has a green. If he does that into an orange, so yellow and red make orange, there's the orange. He can then take the green and the orange and turn them into brown. And then yellow has a whole bunch of blue. He might do a purple and a green out of those. So the yellow and blue, or blue and yellow, will make a green. The blue and red will make a purple. So there's the purple and green for that play. Okay, and then we go, all 3 of them are making the guys happier. However, green has this card which makes him 3 times happy. So it's 1, 2, 3. Blue is 1, 2. Yellow is 1, 2. Okay, all of the actions have now happened. So the next thing that happens is we clear any cards here and refresh the portrait zone. We clear any tiles up there, back into the bag, shake them around, then we put out the fresh tiles. Okay, and now we select, so we take these guys back off the board and we select our wake up time. Yellow gets to select first. Yellow already has the +1, so he's actually going to get up at 7. It makes his paints more expensive, but it gives him a better chance at doing stuff. Blue goes next, so he's going to take the 8 o'clock, which will push him up into that zone. So both of those guys get an extra player on their mats. And then green, once again, is forced to get up early and he loses 2 positions. We go straight into the action selection. So coming down, green, knowing he's getting up early, he's going to want to pick up as many paints as possible, but he's only got 6 money, so he's going to need to do something about that or he's going to be in serious trouble in future. He really doesn't want to stay in first position, so I think he's going to not paint to kind of force these guys to be able to paint. He needs some serious money, and he'd better do that again. Hopefully they'll put him in a position to be able to do something on the next turn. Blue, knowing that green only has so much money, I think blue's fairly safe once again purchasing the 3 levels, but having a look at what he's got, he might actually just go for 2 this time. And I think he's actually going to go and play in the fresco. He's going to shoot out for an early lead, I think, with that. So he's got the brown cube. He doesn't have any other mixes, so let's just have a real quick look up at the fresco. Anything with a brown is going to be helpful. In fact, he can't do anything up there at all. So there's not actually much value in him going there. The only thing he could do would be to use these 3 on that one. Obviously, you can't do that during a game, which will give him 3 points, but 3 points probably isn't great at the moment. So he might not do that action as well just simply because he doesn't have the cubes to be able to do it yet. So that also means he's going to need to mix a whole bunch, so he can mix up those guys. If he can get some blue, he can get into each of the color mixes. Okay, so he's going for 2. He'll try and probably grab the guys over here. Orange and another blue and another yellow might give him enough. So if he does that, he might actually try and mix twice. Look, he might as well go and do an extra one to get some more money. Okay, and finally yellow. Yellow has purple and green, so he can definitely do something up at the fresco. So he's definitely going to paint fresco this turn. Knowing that there's guys gone before him, he's probably safe just going for 2 purchases there. He's pretty happy, so doesn't need to do that. He'll go and mix some more and get some money. Okay, let's get into it. So green first spends his 6 money for his 2 paints. He doesn't want any more orange, so he's going to go for a green, a yellow and a red. Then yellow will go up next, and he's going to purchase 2, and he wants the orange and he needs some yellow. Purchasing 2, so he'll take orange and a yellow and a blue. And he pays 4 money for that privilege. So there's 1 back. Now blue is last to wake up, so he'll pay 2 money. He kind of needs to get the 2 different colors, so he's going to go for a yellow and a blue. That's about all he can do. There it is. Okay, so they've all done their thing. We go to the fresco. Yellow's the only person who's painting in the fresco. Now, he has any of the primaries and all 3 of the secondary colors. The best points he can do is probably that one. Use those 3 paints to paint that. Before he does so, however, he's going to spend 1 money, move the bishop onto that tile. So that's now worth 9. 3 for the bishop makes it 12. And he's got this bonus point card, which gives him an extra point for having the bishop bonus there. So that will give him 13 points. So it jumps straight up to 13. Now we go green, goes to do portraits next. He has 0 money. He's going to need some money. So what he can do is he can take that one, which will give him 4 money and a red paint. That's a one-off, so that will get discarded. So that was one of his guys, and he'll take 3 money for the other guy. He could have chosen to do the other portrait, but he really needs money at the moment. This guy's got 2, so he's going to take that, and he'll take the 3 money as well for the second guy, and then yellow just takes 3 money because there are no other cards available to him. And now we mix. So green doesn't have any mixing, so he won't. Blue has 2 lots of mixes, so he will go a red and a blue into a purple. Then he'll mix a purple and a red into a pink. So that's one of his guys done. And then he'll do yellow and blue into a green and red and yellow into an orange. So he's got a good little mix up of colors there to move forward with. And then yellow, lastly, can do not a whole bunch. He's actually messed himself up substantially here. So he can do that into a green, and he can turn the green and orange into a brown, which is one of his guys, but he doesn't have enough paints to be able to mix anything else, so the other guy's turn is wasted. Okay, so once again, we reset the board, reset this, and then blue will be the first person to choose what time he wakes up. Yellow will be the last because he's ahead. I'm going to leave that there. I hope that's given you an idea of how Fresco runs and how it plays. Obviously, the further into the game you get, the more paint you have and the higher those paints abilities to be able to get these high scoring tiles. I hope this gives you a better idea of Fresco. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you wish to be gamesplayed, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to see what games I've been playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaying, and until next time, enjoy gaming.